We saved the biggest till last. I'm not talking about Jenny Sack's fat ass. I'm not talking about Furio's nose. I'm not talking about the plate of gabagool that Tony Soprano gets served every breakfast, lunch and dinner. I'm talking about the characters from season 4. The twin towers. One of them fell, then the other one fell for this season. They're not there anymore, but the characters certainly were there. And the boredom and the plots that don't make much sense still remained. But the characters still remain as well. There wasn't many deaths, only 7. And I'm pretty sure, apart from Ralph, he's actually the only character on this list that died. So the only character with a name that died is Ralph. Everyone we're ranking. That's poor, man. The 4th season. I think that's almost unacceptable.
Yeah, we've got a show about gangsters, and there's one death. Like, what the hell happened here?
There's gangster writing.
Is this a love story or something? Come on.
Sounds it's like it's gangster writing for David Chase. It's not good enough. I mean, it's a gangster show, but the mob, man, you're only dishing out one death, and Ralph's death wasn't. It was accidental. Kind of. It wasn't really.
I'm expecting multiple people to get popped every episode.
Yep. So am I, pop. But let's pop off with this list. 21st place, we've got Jenny Sack. I mean, she's that big, she could have took up the first 21 places. I mean,
just a character there to be made fun of because of her weight.
Yep.
I mean, if there was any other reason why she's a character on this show, then let me know. But it's pure. She's just there so she can be the butt of the fat jokes. And it's a pretty big butt.
Yep, she's got a 98 mole on her ass. But talking of great characters, we're not up next. We've got Finn. We've got Finn McCool here. I don't know, actually, that might be a second day, I'm not too sure. But this guy plays I think he actually takes part in one of the best storylines Soprano has to offer. Late end of season 5, start of season 6. That's a wee spoiler for some people there, but yeah, he's Meadow's boyfriend. We've seen him at a dinner. We've seen him in like 3 scenes. That's why he's in at 20th. That's why he's on the list. He's like, he's a spouse of one of the main characters, and he was just introduced, so he's on the list there. 19th place, we've got Dr. Melfi. She's this low because I just don't care for these scenes anymore. I think they served a purpose in season 1, and as soon as she was like sexually assaulted, if they wanted to play on that and make Tony get revenge, I'm all for it.
But they didn't. Yeah, just completely put it under the rug, swept it under the carpet. So what's the point of it happening? And also, I hate Dr. Melfi having her own psychiatrist. That just doesn't make sense to me. See if Tony knew she had a psychiatrist, would he not want a refund?
He probably would, right? She can have one. I don't care. I don't need to see it.
No, I think it goes that you're not qualified. I think if you need a psychiatrist, you're not qualified to be a psychiatrist.
I know, but it's not one of the, you're a doctor, why do you need a doctor sort of thing, no?
I think that's different, because sometimes you can't actually examine yourself. It's physically not possible.
Yep.
Depending on like where you need to examine. But if you're a psychiatrist and you have to deal with mental issues, shouldn't you be able to coach yourself?
True. I mean, I would agree with that, but Tony doesn't know. But it'd be interesting to know if he did know. That is, has that happened yet? No, yet. Could have happened later, potentially. 18th place, got Carmine Sr., top man in New York. I mean, he's just an old guy in a role. I feel like anybody could play this role. I mean, I think he has a couple of decent lines when he's like shooting down Johnny Sack about revenge.
Is he even real?
Does he even exist? Anyway, he's in 18th. 17th, we got Fito. Just a big fat guy. Round, I mean, he's just a big round fat guy here that's a part of Tony's crew, who, like Finn, will take place in a pretty great storyline. Can you work out what it is yet?
No,
but I'm looking forward to it. It's some of the funniest stuff I've seen on TV, right? 16th, we've got Danielle, the FBI agent, who befriended Adriana and then jobbed her out. I actually thought they had a decent role, considering she wasn't in it much.
Yeah, but you know what? They kind of revealed that too early, in my opinion.
Yeah, like
and then as soon as we got the reveal early on, it was pretty much non-existent from that point onwards. I think it would have been better if the whole thing lasted more or less a full season and the reveal came towards the end rather than the reveal coming in the first 3 episodes. But I mean, whatever. She was a good character while she lasted. But it's like as soon as the reveal's made, she just becomes like another member of the law.
Aye, that's pretty much it though. And again, if you're going to drag out Danielle to finding out with Adriana and Adriana not, I mean, it hasn't even been revealed yet in season 4. Will it be revealed? I think you could have maybe done it better with the spacing out. 15th place got Janice Soprano. Did nothing this season. I think Janice peaked when she was going out with Richie. And I'm not going to say it was particularly the greatest I've ever seen, but it's like this season, it's like she's just there. She's like getting close to Big Bobby. And yeah. I like Bobby, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was more. It was more interesting when she was dating Richie, and then when you felt like she wanted to try and capitalize on the house that their mother was going to leave behind. But I mean, since then, she's just basically been there for the sake of being Tony's sister. But we don't see Tony's other sister, so like, why do we need to see Janice?
Exactly. His other sister, Barbara, she appears. But 14th place got Meadow. Let's talk about his daughter. Meadow barely appeared in this season, and when she did, it was, I don't know, it was cheap, man.
I think Meadow's not high up the list because I think anytime you see her, she's normally with a bunch of other characters that we don't care about.
True. Talking of the same
of students that we just couldn't give a monkey's about.
Yeah, talking of the same problem, AJ, it's like when he hangs out with his friends, I just don't see when Tony's berating him.
Yeah, see AJ's scenes in the house, they're brilliant.
When he leaves the house.
See when and the problem Meadow's got is she's not living in the house anymore.
Aye.
So it's like,
big problem.
Instead of getting scenes with Tony, she's getting scenes with fucking, here I'm the new boyfriend. This guy's gonna last like 5 minutes. Just, I don't know, boring.
Yeah, it is boring. 12th place is Adriana. I mean, I think what helped the character of Adriana is flipping, right? Because without it, she's literally just Christopher's wife. They get married.
She's already been that, like, for 3 seasons.
Yeah, so they had to do it because I feel like in this show, it's literally the only woman, or maybe 2 women. Dr. Melfi gets a lot of time as well, but it's like Carmela's pretty much the main focal point. I think for Adriana to stick out, she almost needed to turn rat. Which, for her sake, I guess it's disappointing, but here, give us a bit more screen time. 11th place, we've got Silvio. You don't rate Silvio. He's in at the halfway point. The Consigliere, the number 2. But in your eyes, he's shit. So maybe number 2 suits him.
Yeah, I do not rate Silvio. I think he's probably the weakest member out of Tony's crew. I prefer Chris, I prefer Sal, I prefer Polly, and I prefer Furio.
So. Well, Sal's dead, so let's just...
but you know what? I'm going to throw him in there anyway. I'm going to give him a mention since he's an OG.
He's an OG.
I just don't think Silvio's interesting. And everyone else seems to, at one point or another, have their own little story arc, right? Whether it gets a lot of time or not. Polly's had his own little arc. Sal had a pretty big arc. Chris has had big arcs. Furio's had the whole thing where with things...
Who?
Carmela, right? Prick. But you keep looking away and let me drown.
Fuck off! No, I'm not accepting that. Yeah. Just because you're fucking shite. No, I admit it's your fault.
Aye, that's my fault.
So I'm on my phone. I was fucking checking the fucking comments that's burying us on Fog Football. We're getting hit for all fucking angles. Just waiting for Paris to take off, and everyone's like, "Here, it didn't end." Right, so just say Carmela. Fucking Carmela, go.
Carmela, but Silvio's had absolutely nothing. All he does is really follow Tony around and look decrepit while doing it. I mean, he looks like he should be in his maybe late 40s, early 50s possibly, but he walks. You would see the way he walks. He looks older than Junior. Junior seems more mobile for some reason.
Yeah, I just can't.
Junior's got like 20 years on him, at least. It is strange.
They really avoid any of these guys getting into fist fights, don't they?
Well, I think it's a good job with Silvio.
It probably is, right? 10th place.
The guy can't barely walk, and you're talking about a fist fight.
10th place, we've got Paulie, right? Paulie, even though I'd say Paulie's probably got about 10 years on Silvio and probably about 20 odd years on Tony. I think Paulie's actually, he looks capable. Even though
I agree. 100%.
He's a shite bag, right? I mean, he spent half this season in jail, gets out, and then complains, bitches to Tony. Then he kills an old woman just to make do with Tony. I mean, come on, that's pathetic, man.
Yeah, that wasn't his finest moment.
I feel like as the seasons go on, Paulie's importance is dropping in Tony Soprano's eyes.
Well, probably lack of trust, isn't it?
Lack of trust. He did job out at New Jersey, but Bobby, he's a big boy. He comes in at 9th. I like Bobby's rise. He's getting closer to the top. He's a nice guy.
But Bobby seems like he's too nice.
No, too nice for this world. You know, he definitely is, and could that be the difference maker? I mean, people don't really live long in this life, and if you're nice, I'm going to assume you'll live even less. Seems to be the case. I mean, you look at like Junior and Carmine, it's like, they don't really strike you as nice people, do they? They're just old bastards, and Paulie's the exact same. I don't think Bobby's going to be living to their age.
No, definitely not.
8th place, we got that old guy, Junior. Again, he's on trial, right? But I just feel like we waste so much time with this guy. It's time we got him out of the house and run the table. Even though there's no table, but at least get him involved in decision making, man. something.
Give him something to do. Throw him a bone.
Aye, throw him a bone. It's not happening.
Not that he's a dog or anything like that, but...
No, he's not a dog, and Pyomai didn't make it on this list, guys. R.I.P. to the horse. 7th place, we've got Carmella.
Who weighs more, Pyomai or Jenny Stacks?
Jenny Stacks. Jenny Sack. May as well be Jenny Stacks.
The pounds are stacking up.
The pounds are stacking up, right. Carmella, 7th place. I thought it was a mediocre season right up until the end. I thought the episode of her and Tony at the end screaming at each other was quite good.
That probably bumped her up a few places on this list.
I think it did. Without that, like, would you have been below Silvio? You probably would have dropped to 10, fair to say.
I can't remember my input on this list, but...
Well, you can remember your input. No one gets above Silvio.
No one gets
above Silvio. Everybody gets above Silvio.
No, am I the only one? Is there anyone else, or have I just got like a unique take on Silvio? I just do not rate the character. See if I went.
I think it's because he's not an actor. The guy's not an actor.
See if I went on message boards, would there be different views? Would people be saying, "Oh, Silvio's my favourite. He's the standout performer of this show"? Or...
There is a lot of people that like him and say that he is their favourite, but there's still a lot of people that feel like you, and I feel like you. I think he comes out with the odd good line, but that's about it. It's a show about lines, isn't it?
He's snorting lines or something?
I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, cooking next. 6th place, we've got Artie. Didn't do much, but the scene with the French guy gets him 6th place. That's pretty much it.
What a dumbass though.
You fucking cunt.
Where was the French guy in this list?
No on it.
Didn't he make it?
No, he didn't make it. What was his name?
John
Pierre.
Did he make it in the show or did Tony see him off? He sent Fury to his door, didn't he? Shite bag Fury, didn't he? I'm pretty sure. Was that Fury?
I'm pretty sure. But he was away.
Oh well, there you go.
Artie, imagine dishing out 50 G's. That guy don't even know.
And borrowing the money off Tony, for God's sake.
Pathetic, man.
Worse.
No, honestly, what was this all
One
about?
thing if you had 50 G's sitting spare, but to go and borrow 50 G's off Tony.
You owe me 2 points already, Artie. 5th place, we've got Johnny Sack. The husband of Johnny Sack. Good season for Johnny Sack. He makes New York feel relevant.
Yeah, he does.
There's his car alarm, he's at the batteries.
Without him, like, you wouldn't really care for New York. They'd feel like a job or faction.
Will season 5 make us care for New York more? I'm not too sure, but I like Johnny Sack.
Civil War, possibly, between
the two sides.
He played
Paulie like a fucking clarinet.
I did, aye.
He played him
Had him on
right.
strings.
4th place, we got Furio. He bottled it and went back to Italy. Like, I'm not too proud of that one, but...
You know what? Up to this season, I didn't rate Furio. So I think it's good that he had a standout season. The only problem is that's him going.
Aye.
So when it comes to an all-time list, depending on what happens in the last 2 seasons, he's got 2 seasons where he can't really climb the ladder, he can only fall down it.
And he won't be back. Spoiler, Furio's done.
I mean, I do think for the second half of season 2 and season 3, he was kind of just a background character, wasn't he?
No, he was.
He was just a guy that came and picked up Tony.
Yeah.
They didn't really start doing anything with him until this season.
Absolutely. Right, podium positions, obviously the best save for last. Christopher, it was his extremely junky season. The intervention was brilliant. Again, I think the scenes with him and Tony when they were dealing with Ralph's body were brilliant. I think the scenes with Christopher also, where he sat on the dog and killed it, was pretty funny. I just pretty much think everything Christopher did this season was alright. I thought him being a junkie was good. But can he redeem it?
Yeah, I love the scene where everyone was birating him and he just gave them all a piece of their own medicine.
You're going to die by the age of 50.
A taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, he buried Silvio.
What age is Missy Stacks?
What age is Jenny?
Aye.
Age? Fuck, I don't know.
Must be pushing 50 now.
I'd say so, aye, because John would be and they've got kids and all that.
When's she gonna die?
When's she gonna die? Right, 2nd place, we've got Ralph. Talking of dying, he did die. Ralph Cefaretto, what a guy, what a character. Oh my.
Yeah, great cat. And who knows, right? I would say this is probably the only time where I think someone could have maybe overtook Tony in this list if he had survived the season. I just think he died with like pretty much almost half the season to go.
Yeah.
And
but 5 episodes to go. So.
Yeah, he just wasn't going to overtake Tony.
And also, I just didn't care for him and Janice having a relationship.
No, I didn't.
At the start of the season. But, you know, the whole beef over the horse, the scenes with Ralph, like, phoning up Paulie's mum and saying that he got a rat shoved up his ass by a Boy Scouts was funny. The guy's funny. The actor's a good actor, he's funny.
Shame to see him go.
Yeah.
But his final episode was great. Maybe not so much because of him, because he did die in it pretty early, but we had the cleanup. And it's no surprise that our favourite episode was the episode that featured the top 3 characters in this list.
No surprise.
And moving into number 1, that means it can only be one person.
And it's Tony Soprano.
Not John Pierre.
No, not John Pierre.
Tony Soprano.
John Pierre Ciro. But no.
Italy oust France on this occasion.
Tony is the top dog, right? But will he be beat in the last 2 seasons? Make a prediction.
Unless there's a new character coming in.
You don't think there's a character capable of beating him?
I mean, I think Chris is probably the only guy at this point. And I think it would require just a wee bit more for Chris.
A wee bit more?
I think he'd need to be in it more.
It would be. That's the problem.
The thing is, Tony's in every episode, and Tony is the focus on every episode. The other characters, you can go 2 or 3 episodes where they maybe just have like one scene or a couple of lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, then don't get me wrong, see every 4 or 5 episodes you might get one that features Chris heavily. But then you might have to wait 3 or 4 until you get another one. With Tony, it's like he's the main focus of every episode.
That's the problem, though. I've never really seen a TV show like this.
No, I can't really, off the top of my head. Well, Dexter's focused on Dexter quite a bit.
I feel like that's different, though. It's based on a serial killer.
So you're
it
seeing
should be based on him.
Then you're getting flashbacks with him. You're getting like imaginations for him. You're getting voices from him. So I mean, but with this show, although I don't blame them for focusing on Tony because he's Tony Soprano at the end of the day. He's the boss.
Absolutely. But you look at other TV shows. You've got your main characters, but hell, there's a lot of supporting characters, man, that deliver big time. And it's not that I think there is some pretty iconic characters in The Sopranos other than Tony, but they need a chance. Like, Christopher can be... It's like we said with the whole Christopher and Ralph thing. He was brilliant in that episode. Then the intervention episode was the next one. And then see, for like 3 episodes after, he didn't appear till the finale. You can't have 2 great episodes back to back and miss 3.
Yeah.
That's when you've got problems. Anyway, guys, that is it for Sopranos. Season 5 up next. 2-year time skip. Class 2004. Looking forward to a lot of people getting out of jail for that. So, till next time. Peace.